Hey everybody, welcome back to Turn Bark Time. I like that. I'm the Turn,
I'm the Bark.
and we're gonna be here a long time. How is everybody doing, Barker? How you been?
Been doing okay.
Yeah.
Surviving. New semester, new me.
Yep. I was super happy that we took last week off. We got done with the semester, got everything graded, and then we took a nice trip out to Woodby Island and got to hang out in Coopville, Oak Harbor, but mostly around Deception Pass and Evie's Landing, which was pretty sweet. So it was a nice little 3-day weekend away, and now we're back and we're better than ever, baby. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is season 4, episode 8. Now, just going to clear my throat for this introduction. Now, here's a story about a cocaine bear. The year's 1985, and we're going to talk about a black bear that ate a lot of cocaine. And that's all I got in this voice. But we are seriously, Barker texted me about this, guys, and it was so funny because we were kind of trying to pick. We have a couple of topics that we have like just in the works, and we haven't finalized on like because they're so broad. And so Barker texted me. I assume it's because you saw the commercial for the movie that's coming out.
And I have students that have been talking about it.
Okay, so there's a movie coming out called The Cocaine Bear, and so we're gonna tell you what really happened long before you watch the movie that's supposed to come out.
The movie comes out February 24th. This is not a paid promotion, but the first time I heard about it and the quality of the trailer, no offense to the people who made Cocaine Bear, but I don't think it won at Cannes.
No.
It almost looked like it was something that was made for YouTube, in my opinion.
CGI too.
Yeah. It doesn't look super great, but anyway, I was curious, and it says based on a true story.
Oh yeah.
I guess here's the major spoiler. If you want to see it and think that the whole thing's real, shut us off now. Like 90% of the people who click on this,
Yeah,
but
it's already been long enough for you to watch this.
the part that's true is like the location. There's a bear, and there's cocaine. And then after about those 3 truths,
they took
everything else is made up.
Hold on. I prefer artistic liberty.
Oh yes, it's taking with that with it. It's like those people who take a chicken nugget and like roll it in barbecue sauce, and they have a little bit of chicken with their barbecue sauce.
Yep.
That's the amount of truth. And it's as historically accurate as 300.
There you go. That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
That's a really good analogy.
The Spartans didn't go to war in helmets, leather diapers, and capes.
Yeah. Okay. So, folks, I hate to break it to you. This is gonna be one of our more like we're more making fun of this movie, I feel like, than we are actually telling you the history of the real cocaine bear. But let's go ahead and set the scene for ourselves. So it is I guess September is probably
September 11th. September 11th, 1985.
September 11th, 1985. And there is a man by the name of Andrew Carter Thornton II.
Second.
Yep. And he is he's been a paratrooper, a police officer, a lawyer, but now he has turned to a life of drug smuggling. And so his job is he's basically running cocaine from Colombia in South America up to the United States.
And he's doing this it made me think about the movie American Made that was about the life of Barry Seal, who was another American. And in that film, he's running drugs from Colombia. So like Pablo, this is like in the heyday of Pablo Escobar, which is why this bear is called Pablo Escobar.
Escobar.
As kind of a cheeky way to, give credit there. But the way that they were smuggling drugs into America is that like you would take duffel bags of product and you would fly over the wilderness, and essentially at given points you would chuck bags of cocaine out of the airplane.
Yeah.
And then people would be ready and like would know what your schedule was and like where you were supposed to drop the product, and we go pick it up, so that because like border crossings and airports became more stringent and we're looking for narcotics, and so like nobody's looking for drugs in the middle of the woods or the swamps of Louisiana. And so that's what Andrew Thornton II here is trying to do. He's flying a twin engine Cessna, so like a small airplane, like fairly small.
And something like with that small, something discreet, right? Like, you're not going to you might land at a major airport. Chances are you're not. You're going to land at like a more of a public airport. Like I think of like the airports in Quincy and stuff like that. Stuff that like wouldn't necessarily be, there wouldn't be a strong law enforcement presence in that area. By the way, really quick side note, because I love this so much. You just made an excellent comment where it's like they aren't looking for drugs in the woods. And if you've ever seen the comedian Mitch Hedberg, rip Mitch Hedberg, he goes, we used to do drugs. He's like, we would do them in the woods because there was less chance you would run into an authority figure. But we ran into a bear. My friend Dwayne raised his right hand and swore to prevent forest fires. He's like, after we got away from the bear, he put his arm around me. He said, Mitchell, Smokey the Bear is way more intense in person. All right, moving on. Sorry. That's all I could think about this with the cocaine bear.
So the truth of how this happens. So the bear, there is a bear. It's a black bear. Now the movie description says it's a 500-pound bear, and so they've over doubled the weight of the actual bear. The bear was 175 pounds.
Yep.
Which isn't the
black bear
monster from the trailer.
Yeah.
But it was in, I guess we kind of say like northwestern Georgia in the Chattahoochee National Forest. Yeah, I'm assuming that that's the right way because it's like right below Chattanooga, Tennessee. So like north of Atlanta, but south of Chattanooga is kind of where we're at.
Yeah, but what's crazy is, so the date we gave, the September 11th, 1985, that is when Andrew Carter Thornton II's drug running career ends, when his body is found in a driveway in Knoxville, Tennessee. And that is because Mr. Carter Thornton II decided that he was going to ditch his airplane, obviously, right? Because there would be nothing on it, everything like that. He had a parachute. Jumps out of the plane, and Barker, you and I had a different thing, but you found a more detailed description.
Well, no, so I would say that there's not a lot of academia around this. I would say it's a lot more like the sources are a lot more news related from like smaller sources. Okay. So like there is there's not necessarily consensus. So his chute fails. He's a paratrooper. He has a history of. He was in I think that it was the 82nd or something. He was in an airborne unit in the Army, and so like he knew how to parachute, but something failed. Like either he gets tangled in it or it doesn't open. Long story short, he jumps out of the airplane and hits the ground with his parachute not doing its job.
Yeah, and
the airplane is on autopilot and crashes into a mountain range in North Carolina. So probably Appalachians, some sort. And on he's found wearing a bulletproof vest.
Yeah, heavily armed.
Has $45,000 in cash and 75 pounds of cocaine in a bag. And then I think he had Gucci slippers on too.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So that cocaine that he's found within that duffel bag is roughly worth $14 million.
And that's just one bag. That's one duffel. That's one duffel bag.
And he's dumped out a bunch over the forest. So.
Yeah. And so there's also some claims that maybe the plane was overloaded. And again, if you watch American Made, that was like one of those things. Because like people are, it's you never know how long it's going to take until the American government catches on or people start like shutting these planes down. So you're trying to run as much drugs as you can, as fast as you can. So yeah, you're willing to, the risk benefit analysis makes it like people are willing to risk it for the biscuit because it's a lot of biscuit. Mm-hmm. Now, the giant departure in the film.
Yes, here we go. This is the
In the
part where
trailer, the trailer that is available, the bear eats some of the cocaine and becomes this like murder machine,
raging, like almost like roided out.
chasing ambulances
Yeah. It's more like the
with the
bear ate like meth rather than like cocaine. Like the
meth
way the bear
crossed
acts.
with PCP.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
it's yeah. Yeah.
The
Anyway.
real bear,
Yep.
the real bear
Pablo Escobear.
ODs and dies.
Yeah.
Like
So,
the bear's not found until December by authorities.
but technically found by so this is where the small town technically found by a hunter in November,
Yeah.
but not reported, which makes kind of a sketchy situation about the cocaine. But
Yeah. So there's some math. They're not sure whether the bear ate all of the cocaine or whether somebody in the local area, maybe a hunter,
yeah,
made some extra scratch. But the bear, like they think the guy from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, or they brought somebody to do a necropsy, which is an autopsy on a dead animal. Um, he said that the stomach of the bear was literally packed with cocaine.
yeah,
Like the bear got one bite and just
kept eating it.
kept going. They think that the bear absorbed 3 to 4 grams of cocaine, or yeah, cocaine,
Okay.
which caused like cardiac arrest, brain hemorrhaging, like
Killed the
numerous
bear.
catastrophic health problems for Senor Escobar.
Yeah,
A human of the same size, apparently it takes less cocaine to kill a bear than it does to kill a human. But I
yeah.
think there's some evolutionary steps there where we eat a lot more things that are similar to that. I don't know.
The best part, the best line. So this is from I think it's called backpacker.com about this story. And they wrote in parentheses around this part because the bear only absorbed 3 to 4 grams, like Barker said, and that's what ended up killing him. But the stomach was still full of cocaine. But they put in parentheses, while we couldn't find the scientific literature on cocaine in bears, the fatal dose for a human is about the same size.
7.5.
It's 7.5 grams.
Yeah.
Oh, and this bear had eaten way more than that.
The bear had eaten like the estimates that I saw was a lot of people said like 75 pounds,
Of
like,
cocaine.
which if you look at the weight of the bear, math, not quite half his body weight, but more
But
than a third. So
yeah,
maybe like 40% of his body weight in
cocaine.
cocaine. And I
And
think it's a pretty good rule of thumb that if you eat 40% of your body weight in anything, you're probably
yeah,
going to die.
yeah, most likely. And it is
And
November though, so they are gearing up for hibernation. So
he was gonna party all winter.
yeah, in the snow.
The bear story doesn't end there though.
Oh no, that bear
This is the
dies, but it,
beginning of Pablo Escobar's journey.
yep.
And this is not like a peyote journey or anything, but
He's going on the journey, but he doesn't know he's going on the journey
no,
because he's dead.
he did. So they find him, and somebody decides, well, this is a very well preserved like bear carcass. It's just a shame to like burn the thing.
Yeah.
And so they have it, they send it to a taxidermist, sorry. They stuff it, and it's given to the Chattahoochee River National Recreation Area. And he stays there for, I'm going to estimate probably about somewhere between like 4 to 5 years,
Yep.
maybe 10, because it says the early 90s in what I read. There was a threat of a wildfire. His brother bear, Smokey, let him down.
Yeah.
And so they evacuated a few of the artifacts, so some Native American blankets and arrowheads, and Pablo Escobar,
Yeah. Pablo Escobar's got
who at the time was laying low and was just simply said, this is a black bear from the local area.
Yeah.
Did not talk about his, party hard lifestyle.
Where they found him.
And then he disappears. Like a bunch of this stuff went into storage for safekeeping and then got safe lost.
Yep.
And they recovered some stuff from local pawn shops. The bear somehow ends up in the possession of country music star,
legend.
Yeah, Waylon Jennings, the guy who sang the Dukes of Hazzard theme song and A Ramblin' Man. Because if you can buy a bear, why not buy a bear? Some people do postulate that he may have had a nefarious connection with Mr. Thornton and knew the lineage of this bear, but that is unsubstantiated.
Highly unlikely.
He gives the bear to a friend of his. That friend dies. The bear goes into an estate, or no, somehow the bear ends up going from like the South, the Bible Belt, to Vegas, like to Nevada. I can't say it's Vegas. I think it might have been Reno, but
yeah.
Anyway, to the desert. In 2009, and then roughly, I think that guy passes away. Somebody buys that guy's estate. A Chinese American guy buys his estate for $200. Estate sale, buys the whole lot for like $200, and takes the bear and puts it into the Pablo Escobear for a couple of years, stays inside of this very nice like Chinese medicine shop in Nevada. Well, that man passes away, and eventually some people kind of track it down and have repatriated Pablo Escobear to his native environment, and he now lives very happily at the Kentucky for Kentucky Fun Mall in Lexington,
where he is officially labeled the Cocaine Bear.
Pablo Escobear. And he wears a variety of seasonal hats.
Yep.
He apparently roots for the University of Kentucky.
Yep.
Which
the Wildcats.
Andrew Thornton II, I do believe, was an alum of. So there you have it, folks. I mean, it's a full life for a dead bear.
Yeah, for a dead bear.
But the bear's body count is significantly less than what you're going to see in theaters. Yes. Now, I'm going to go out on wild. We're not getting invited. If we had been getting invited to the screening, we're not getting invited anymore. Yeah. I do declare. But I will say that this movie is probably not going to be a cerebral journey.
I do not think so.
I think it's just one of those like turn your brain off and eat some popcorn. Probably going to belong on the shelf next to like Sharknado and like, I don't know.
Thanks killing.
Yeah. Megalodon.
Yeah.
I won't even I haven't watched it yet, but there's that new Christmas movie, but I think that one's going to be even better. The one where Santa Claus like kills everybody.
Oh, has to murder everyone.
Yeah. I think that I don't even think, I think it's below that. So anyways.
Didn't someone tell somebody that they already made the movie where Santa kills everyone and his name is John McClane?
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, guys, I mean, this was
it was fun to look up. It was fun
to look up. Yeah, and it's one of those things that, with all of the research that's being done at universities across America, apparently there is because of morals and ethics, we just don't have like a slide ruler for the amount of the fatal amount of cocaine absorption for every mammal in North America. But it does answer the question, if a kilo of crack falls in the woods, does it get eaten or does it get consumed? And
the answer is yes.
Yeah, the answer is yes. Pablo Escobear, bless you.
Yep, you taught us something.
We learned this.
If I remember at the Kentucky Mall, I will come and pay tribute.
Yes, so if you're ever driving through Lexington, Kentucky, the Kentucky for Kentucky Fun Mall.
Yep.
Or the KY for KY Fun Mall. KY stands for Kentucky.
Kentucky, yep. Kentucky does not stand for the other thing. Yep. You can ask Mr. Solomon about that. So
anyway, folks, I mean, we enjoyed this. I mean, it was a very interesting journey.
Yeah. So hopefully you liked it. If you have questions or if you want to hear more about any topic, you just give us a holler now. You hear? So you got one? You got something. Go ahead.
No, I don't. I just.
All right. So, Bark, anything else?
No, that poor bear.
Yeah,
bear. I guess if you're looking for a moral in this story,
Is it don't do cocaine?
I feel like a 1990s cartoon where we're compelled to have like some moral imperative that
No,
that we distribute to young children.
yeah, nobody's watching.
Be wary of the based on a true story at the
Yes.
beginning of a movie,
Yes.
because the based on the true story, maybe there was a bear in the woods of Georgia and some cocaine.
Fell out of a plane.
And then we just made stuff up. Or we took artistic license. That's like saying what's in a chicken nugget is actually chicken. It's artistic license. It still tastes good, but
Still eat it.
Anyway, we apologize to all of our native Kentuckian listeners for our poor Southern accents.
Yes.
Our Kentuckian accents. We know that there's none of you, so
yep.
You're infinitely offended.
Yep. And if we will be banned from the state of Kentucky if anyone actually does ever watch this video. So,
which prevent us from visiting.
Pablo,
I swear to you, if I ever end up in Lexington, Kentucky at that fun mall, you know there's going to be a selfie. Oh, because by golly, we've taken selfies with Brigham Young.
Yep. That was
DC.
Nice
Statue of Liberty. It would be done if we were there, but we haven't made it there yet.
Yet being the key word.
Yeah. Lots of life left because we know our limits, unlike Pablo Escobear.
Okay.
Two lessons. Yeah. 1, be wary of the based on a true story. 2, know your limits.
3, don't do cocaine. And with that, until next time, I'm the Turn.
I'm the Bark.
And we're going to be here have a long time. Have a good night, everybody.
Y'all be safe.
And y'all be well. Okay, guys, hold on. Sorry, that was the end of our episode, but we forgot a really important thing. If you're watching this, that means it is Groundhog Day. And we are going to make our predictions because obviously we're recording this on Wednesday night, 11:26 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And so, Barker, will Puxatawny Phil see his shadow tomorrow?
I'm going to be a pessimist and say that we have not had enough winter yet. So I'm going to say yes, he will see his shadow. And we are going to have winter in the beginning of March, which makes the beginning of track season oh so fun.
Yep. I'm gonna second the motion there. I'm gonna take a seize the shadow. I'm gonna take 6 more weeks of winter because we had one good, like in Quincy at least, we've had a couple of good like snows, but nothing compared to like what we've had before. It's been very like, and we live in a desert, it's dry and stuff like that. But I know snow comes in February. That's when snow shows up in Quincy. So I'm gonna say
Starks are always right.
Yep.
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming. Until the next time, we'll see you later. But we had to throw this on the end of our video.
Yeah. Tune in next week and we'll tell you which cryptocurrency to buy.
Along with the Super Bowl predictions. So we'll tell you.
Yes.
All right. Bye, y'all.